You're listening to a DM podcast.
We would like to acknowledge and give thanks to the traditional owners of the land we record this podcast on, the Yagara and Turrbal people,
and their continued connection to the land and waterways on which we meet.
Hello and welcome to Sportish, where we look at life through the lens of sport. And Lib, it's so great to be back here in our normal format.
I know. We're back
in our retro format.
The retro. We're Sportish proper today.
We've had a wonderful time chatting to some of our guests over the last couple of weeks.
We still have one more.
And we still have one to go. We have an incredible guest that'll be coming up in July. We can't wait to give that to you. But for now, we thought we'd jump back into your feeds because, my gosh, there's been a lot of sport.
So much sport.
To talk to.
Much sport.
I was shocked when you told me this week. And you texted me because you very rarely call me.
Oh, no.
You hate using the phone.
But you call me and then I have to talk to you.
And then you feel obliged and it's awkward. And I know you hate it, but I love it. And somehow we find the middle ground. And I was shocked when you messaged me this week and said that you were actually sitting in front of the NRL.
Yeah, because it's the last week of term for our school here in Queensland.
When we're recording this.
Yes, correct. We were limping to the end of term.
Oh, no one is coping.
Like, I barely made it through.
Do you know how I knew things had really started to deteriorate in our household?
For you or for me?
No, I mean, I can sense when it's happening for you. For our household, I opened the fridge the other day and someone had put a full tub of ice cream in the fridge. And I looked at that and went, oh, we are broken. We're done. This term needs to go in the bin.
At least it wasn't the cupboard.
Well, no, and to be fair, I don't think we can salvage it, but it was almost correct.
It was in the vicinity.
And you really leaned into NRL culture.
Well,
this week.
We normally do takeaway nights on Friday nights. Mm-hmm. That is our regular.
When did it happen this week?
That is our normal. And this week I said to the girls, we're doing takeaway twice this week.
Surprise!
And I was like,
Mummy is not coping.
Mummy's not doing well. So she's just going to give you takeaway. And the funny thing is in my mind, I went, it's Wednesday. Pizza night for State of Origin.
So essentially you culturally appropriated.
I did.
Pizza night because you don't even like NRL.
Well, I was so passionate about NRL for so many years of my life.
What happened, do you think?
It's a great question. I'm not sure. I think there's been a combination of, there's been a lot of negative stories about like the personality.
Player behaviour.
Yeah, player behaviour, which I didn't love. So that sort of started to put me off a little bit. But then now as a parent, and it's so funny, I said this to Luke, my husband, when I was watching it, because I did end up watching the game because I was like, I ordered pizza.
I must now watch the game.
I must now watch the game. It's like I'm forcing myself to. But I was watching it and I just, with every hit and every tackle, I feel
stressed?
Sick and stressed because I'm so worried about everyone's brains.
Oh, and in Origin, never more so because you see some of those hits and they're the hits that as kids we always celebrated.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it as a child. Like I thought it was the coolest thing ever and like how hardcore are these athletes. But now as a parent and especially knowing what we know about, brain science and all of the injuries that causes your brain, I just sit there and go, oh, no, don't do that.
He needs to be assessed.
Just everyone get off the field.
This will be the most boring game because no one is there.
And it ended up being a really great game.
It was fabulous.
Queensland ended up winning, just purely by the first half, that the amount of points that they were able to score.
Yeah. New South Wales was incredible in the second half.
Oh, brilliant.
And it's tricky territory in our household because we are a split
Same.
State of Origin household, given that both of our husbands are from New South Wales.
Yeah.
And interestingly, the children have aligned themselves.
With the correct team?
No. Well,
Georgie.
I would say no. 2 of my kids go for the Blues. They are not their origin. Their origin is not New South Wales.
Do they understand State of Origin?
Yep.
They were born in Queensland.
Yeah, no, they affiliate themselves with New South Wales.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And that was disappointing for them on Wednesday night. It does mean that in our household, when a game is played, no one's happy as a group.
Yeah.
There's always someone who's going to be unhappy about what the result was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is true. It was a great game. I can appreciate it for that. If I compartmentalize these just imagining these brains just being shooketh within a skull.
Yeah. I think as well, the thing with concussion that I always think about in terms of all the football codes in Australia is, yes, concussion is a very big issue and it absolutely needs to be managed at the grassroots level through to elite, and it needs to be managed really well. And sport is really important.
Yes, I totally agree.
Physically, mentally, culturally.
I totally agree. I couldn't agree more, and I found it uncomfortable.
Did you find it as uncomfortable as watching what's happening to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA over in America?
When you're talking about physicality, like you wouldn't imagine basketball, because I just kept seeing this footage popping up on my feed.
And let's go back. Caitlin Clark was the standout breakout performer in college basketball. She was
drawing crowds to college basketball like it's never happened before.
Totally transformed how college basketball was being played, brought the attention to women's college basketball. Women's college basketball now fits under that March Madness category, which changes all the sponsorship opportunities. It makes it so much bigger. It gives them access to better facilities. That was part of Caitlin Clark's transformation of college basketball. She's then been picked up into the WNBA for the Indiana Fever.
Yes. Good call. Well done. Good remembering.
Yeah, good remembering from me. And she is being hammered on the court.
Yeah, so she was kind of targeted a little bit in college basketball. Like I remember that happening. But the WNBA has taken it to a whole new level.
It actually reminded me of some of the scenes you see on a State of Origin night where like there's punching and things like that.
The footage that kept popping up in my feed was that she got poked in the eye, like purposefully poked in the eye.
With an elbow?
Finger.
Really?
Straight in the eye.
Oh, the one I saw, she got copped an elbow.
Well, yeah, it's next level. Poked in the eye. Then she obviously goes, that hurt.
Yeah, not cool, guys.
Not cool. And the other girl pushes her. And then she's like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden from behind, another player from the other team come and just body checks her and she just is slammed to the ground. And it's so brazen, the targeting of her physically. And it's just, I do find it really interesting, like how aggressive that is.
But do you think we're challenged by it because we're watching women
that's
really physical and we just haven't seen that a lot?
That is such a great question. And I entirely agree that is probably maybe why I'm so like...
Yeah. Even when I was watching it, I absolutely...
clutching.
Just went, what? That's not cool.
Yeah.
But at the same...
Yes, ladies don't do that.
But at the same time... There's obviously this ferociousness on the court.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that. I don't think it should lead to physical violence.
And, there's that whole idea, Michael Jordan being targeted and, for her, I wonder how she navigates it. Like, does she kind of take it as a rite of passage because she's going to be one of the best in the league?
Yeah.
Like, is that how she has to kind of process it?
I don't know. I think with all the sponsorship dollars that are coming her way, I feel like she could have a really good team around her to help her process it.
Yes. And just bodyguards.
Yeah. And just people with dark shades just being like, don't touch her.
Do not touch.
She's amazing. We have to talk about the enhanced games.
Please let me talk to you.
Tell me. I know.
I've been wanting to do this for like
You have needed your platform to be able to share your thoughts.
And so many thoughts I have, Georgie.
Okay.
So in the last couple of weeks, a lot of people might have seen this story about the Greek swimmer Christian. I cannot pronounce his last name. It is an accumulation of consonants and I want to attempt it, but I will
It would be disrespectful to try.
Exactly. So he shall be the Greek swimmer Christian.
So is Christian a former Olympian? Or he can't be a former Olympian. Is Christian
always an Olympian?
Is he an Olympian?
He's a Greek Olympian.
Okay.
What are the originals?
He's an OG.
He has actually competed for Greece at a number of games. He's placed 5th in the 50 freestyle. So
okay, it's not bad.
legit. I would say if you're a final maker, you're a legit Olympian.
I mean, you're not Cam McAvoy, but that's okay. Not everyone can be.
Can be. But, you know, totally deserving of getting Olympic rings tattooed if you want. No. It's a petty thing to say. And he is one of the athletes who has come on board for the enhanced games. Obviously, Australia's James Magnussen was kind of the face and the first one to sign on.
Yep.
And there is an entire documentary about these two swimmers.
Is it an enhanced games documentary?
Correct. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because of course.
It's part of their marketing.
It's part of
their sizzle reel.
It's their sizzle reel. Obviously, people are going to be interested. People are interested in the protocol, as they say.
Have you watched it?
I haven't. I want to. I haven't gotten there yet.
Why haven't you watched it? Are you so disturbed? Are you worried you'll break the TV?
Possibly. So I know James and I know Brett Hawke, who has also come on as the head swimming coach for the enhanced games.
Right. And so by being associated with the enhanced games, they have now been struck off.
Yeah. So they cannot train in a normal pool. Like Brett Hawke cannot train any other athletes because he is...
What do you mean a normal pool? Where are they going to train them? South Bank?
Well, they have to train them in random pools. Like you'll see most of the training that they are swimming in, there's no lane ropes. They're
totally ostracized from the swimming community.
As they should be. I know both of them and I was having a conversation with Megan Nay, who is also a former Australian swimmer. She does a podcast with Brett Hawke, so she knows Brett really well.
Oh, this is okay.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because I've had so much great respect for Brett. Like he was on my first Olympic team. He, it was a larrikin. And so I'm kind of worried about how I will then view him.
Yes.
Rightly or wrongly. I'm trying to allow myself grace because I do know these people. It's just interesting. Different people have different perspectives. And, I have had some conversations with people who are like, let people do whatever they want. And, if it's their choice, they get to go and do it, which.
I mean, it is.
And it absolutely is. I think my concern comes in when there are really young, impressionable athletes who see these performance-enhanced athletes, like the performance-enhancing drug athletes, getting paid $1 million to go and technically, in inverted commas, be the best in the world. It's funny. It's very bro, I don't know, kind of like
the whole thing is bro.
Podcasts, protocols, supplements, all of that stuff.
If you look at all the media coverage, everything they've put out, it's wall-to-wall men. So this isn't...
Well, and that's what's so fascinating. So I was talking to Megs because there has been no women yet. There's been no women kind of, taking up the mantelpiece like the men have. I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
One would assume it's to do with health and, fertility potentially. What does that look like? What does that mean for long-term health?
Can I read you the quote? So this is from the founder of the Enhanced Games. He's an Australian lawyer, entrepreneur and founder, Aaron D'Souza. This is what he said when he described it. We're ushering in the start of what I believe will be viewed as the next age of mankind.
Mankind. That's interesting.
It is an age of superhumanity and enhancement where three of humans' most important endeavours, science, medicine and sport, have now merged together. This is going to be a very critical juncture in human history. Is that because you're using this as like a way of doing unregulated trials on human subjects? Because when you're talking about the intersection of science and medicine and sport, what the hell are you like? What are you testing them? What are you putting into them?
And that is so interesting because I hadn't even thought of it in that way.
So for me, I read that. I was like, this is chilling.
Yeah.
Yuck. And what woman would put herself in that position?
But that's exactly.
Or what person would? I can't.
No, but particularly women, because it's less bro town.
Yeah, I think the whole thing reeks of, like you said, bro culture.
But I was reading something really interesting because it's like I don't know if you've seen on those kind of bro podcasts or, you know, like they all sell supplements.
Yes.
They all sell supplements, testosterone supplements, like for erectile dysfunction. I mean, James Magnuson is now spruiking erectile dysfunction medication.
Really?
Yes.
Does he need that because of the performance-enhancing drugs?
I think that's probably the only sponsor he could. I think also the reason that I haven't watched it because in that real perverse part of me, I'm fascinated.
Yes.
Like I'm really
so
fascinated.
Are you worried that you'll watch it and then, I don't know, you've read like a trashy magazine and you realise that you actually love...
I'm so interested in it.
Yeah, but are you worried that you'll then go down a hole and become incredibly fascinated by it all?
Oh, no, absolutely. Like I absolutely will.
Right.
Not because I want to.
No.
Just to be...
The feedback I hear from so many people is, yuck, this is weird, no, not great for sport, and I will absolutely watch it.
Yes, that is absolutely how I feel about it. You know, I think probably a lot of people feel that way, honestly. And I mean, even there's this process that James has been going on because...
Is this a protocol?
Well, I don't know what protocol that guy's been on because he looks bloody enormous. And it was so interesting because I think everyone looked at this picture of him in this, you know, because they talk about science, which is like the Trickett supersuit that we saw every world record broken in 2009.
Yeah.
Over the course of like 12 months, every single world record got broken except for the men's 1500 meters freestyle.
So Bronte Campbell made a really good point that James Magnuson went and swam a 50 meters, or I think it was a 50 meters, in his enhanced state, but also wearing a super suit. Yeah. And he still couldn't beat Cam McAvoy's time.
No, this is what's so fascinating. So for James, like he is enormous. And I looked at him and I'm like, I don't think that's actually going to be helpful in the water because you are so dense. And
yes,
there's a type of muscle that swimmers have. Like obviously they're incredibly sculpted, incredibly strong athletes, but it's a very specific type of muscle, whereas he looks dense. Like he looks like a footy player.
Right.
And that cannot be helpful in the pool. And it was interesting because he's had the protocol, he's put on all this muscle, he's, you know, done obviously a lot of training, he's put on the super suit, and he was still 1.2 seconds slower than his own personal best time. Like that is an enormous amount in a 50 meters freestyle. And granted, he's 34 years old.
Yeah. I mean, we're all a bit slower than we used to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think saying that Cam is like 31. So
still got it, Cam.
Still got it. But he's now going through a process of like shedding some of that muscle and doing different things because the actual enhanced games are next year in May.
And I'm also interested as well, why is swimming the starting point for the enhanced games?
Because it's the only one that has been promoted because obviously the Greek swimmer Christian unofficially became the fastest person in the 50
I love
freestyle.
That you couldn't even say he broke the world record. He did not break any record.
He unofficially was the fastest. They say he obliterated it. He beat it by 0.02 of a second, but you know, whatevs.
Marketing.
Yeah, that's marketing for you. But like I would have thought running, and they are only doing like a handful of sports. They're not doing the full array, and certainly they're not doing any sort of physical combat sports like, you know, boxing or anything like that. But I do wonder where it's going. And the biggest concern that I have is for kids who are unsure. They see these people earning millions of dollars doing this protocol and competing at these games when if you want to get into swimming or you want to get into the Olympics, it's unlikely you're going to become a millionaire. Like if you get into particularly swimming to become rich, then you've chosen the wrong sport.
I hope that it doesn't turn out to be everything that these people thought it would. I really hope that.
I worry about that because then what do you do then?
For those people involved?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've said this before. The ethics of this are so questionable, but that's also part of the shtick, right? It's the abandonment of ethics in the pursuit of who knows.
Georgie. Our favourite topic. That was actually quite good.
Thank you. Thank
you. I'll give you that.
F1 is now a part of our family life.
I'm sad on weekends that Luke and I can't watch. I mean, we don't sit down and watch the F1 at, live time because it's usually like 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, yeah.
But KO has an amazing mini.
Oh, the minis are great.
Aren't they the best? And we slowly roll through it. So we watch qualifying and
The
then
quals.
the quals. We've learned all about qualifying, which
Yeah.
is so cool. Q1 and Q3,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So good. And then, then you watch the mini race and then you watch the race reactions
Ah!
and then we do the pit walk. And we have a whole process that we watch. It's so delightful. It's hard not finding out who wins, obviously.
Typically, it's Piastri at the moment.
Yes.
That has been an absolute highlight. I don't know that most of Australia realises that we have a potential F1 world champion.
If he doesn't win,
in
it'll
our
be
midst.
shocking. But having said that, Lando isn't far behind and George Russell is really making inroads.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think what we're seeing is Max really struggling with the car and with his own feelings.
He's not handling losing well. I think we can all agree.
It's hard for Max at the moment. It's never easy to be a great that's on the decline. And I say that with the greatest of respect because I hope for Max that he comes back up the curve.
But he will. But this is what's so fascinating and what must be so incredibly frustrating as an F1 athlete is that if you have a shit car, you have no control over that. And that
would drive you actually insane.
And
I can't imagine you in a pool being like,
my goodness, I would have been.
The temperature of this thing.
I would be Max Verstappen driving into George Russell. I have no doubt in my mind that would be who I would be.
Do you know in F1 drivers have like penalty points, like demerits, sort of
brilliant.
the same of what we have as drivers. Max is currently at 11. So if he gets one more demerit point, he's out.
For a whole race?
I think for a season. No, that can't be right.
It must be like a race or
Let
two.
me Google.
I felt like he was navigating it really well until it really has gotten to him in the last few races.
It's one race ban.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You are officially ruled out for the entire year. I'd get rid of them.
No soup for you.
Yes. So if he gets one more, then he's out for a race.
Wow. F1 continues to have every storyline that you could possibly dream of. And particularly as an Australian,
it's just a gift.
Now we have, a champion in the making in Oscar Piastri.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, just the dynamic between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri and both racing for McLaren and them not having a clear
strategy.
First driver.
When the season started, it was Lando. And then Piastri
has
dominated a few races. And now it's like, it's whoever's in front.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And then, Mercedes has been on the back foot for so many years with a terrible car. And now George Russell's coming in. They have a much better car.
How is our mate feeling over at Ferrari?
Well, I love Lewis.
Of course.
I will never stop loving Lewis.
Okay, no.
He's clearly a man in his 40s who has 0 Fs to give. Every interview that I hear, he's just like, yeah, it's a crap car. We just got to get on with it. Yes, Lewis.
Well, and I guess what else can you say?
What else can you say? And he just doesn't care anymore.
No.
He's like, he knows what he wants to do. He's, got a feeling that probably this year isn't it.
No, it's not. It's definitely not this.
He's consistently doing okay.
Yeah.
Top 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But I just...
It's not to Lewis's standard.
It's not to Lewis's standard. But it's just so fascinating. And he hit a groundhog.
What?
At the Canadian Grand Prix.
Oh
Did you see that
that's the most
footage?
Canadian thing I've ever heard.
Right? This poor groundhog was on the road and then got hit by Lewis Hamilton.
Only in Canada would this happen?
It's awful. There's so many storylines and it's just so good, Georgie. It's so good. And it's kind of nice.
Has it taken over your love of the Latour?
Oh.
Have you been watching?
I've been keeping up to date. There's been some really great Aussie performances in the Giro and...
The Giro. Did I say the
Giro?
The Giro.
That's okay. Giro.
Thanks.
You're learning.
Yeah. Don't have my European.
And the Daphne. Anyway, there's been some really great Aussie performances. Luke Plapp, who I actually came across through the Australian Hall of Fame. I did the most minuscule, teeny tiny bit of work with him over COVID. And he's just this young, incredible Australian athlete who has had, injuries and, challenges and crashes. And he ended up winning a stage. So incredible Aussie performances. Caden Groves also won a stage. We're doing awesome. So I cannot wait for the tour this year. But F1 is still, I think, my first love.
And on that note, I have started watching F1 Academy on Netflix. That is the women's F1 pathway.
Again, I haven't watched that yet. I did watch the Titan submersible documentary. Highly recommend for anyone interested.
Does that have anything to do with
sport?
sport?
No, nothing to do with
sports
podcast.
But
I know, but that's why I've been distracted from the enhanced games and the F1 Academy. I apologize. Go watch that and also the F1 Academy.
The F1 Academy, you'll watch and you'll think, this isn't Drive to Survive. It's been made by Hello Sunshine. It's got a totally different vibe. I've watched the first episode and I'm still not hooked, but I've seen enough clips now coming through that I'm like, get me to the drama. So it's coming and we all just have to acclimatize to the new format and the new players. I think because we know the players so well now in Drives to Survive.
It's been like 6 or 7 years.
This has been this is like Grey's Anatomy, but for cars.
We all know who McDreamy is.
Right. So we're not there yet. We're starting at the beginning. We've got to give it time. So I'll be going back into that on the school holidays.
I love it. I'm into it too.
We need to hop out of this studio.
Yes.
We've got things to do.
Thank you so much for listening to the show today. As always, check us out on the Insta at Being Sportish.
And we'll be in your ears over the school holidays with a few great chats with some other people in the space who are doing interesting things in and around sport. Should I say any more than that?
No.
Leave it at that.
Okay, bye.
Bye.